Hello and welcome to Euclide Academy. In this video, we're going to look at the Biology Paper 2 2022. And basically, this is a revision. And this paper was for GCE, or the General Certificate of Education. So you had about 1 hour 45 minutes. So you have 1 hour 45 minutes, and the total marks, that is 80. And then you have got two sections. You've got section A and section B. In section A, you have about 5 questions and you have to answer all of them. Section B, you have about 5 questions and you only answer 3 questions. So I always say it's very important to budget your time, or to time yourself. So if you've got 1 hour 45 minutes and you've got 5 questions for section A, so probably you need to spend about 10 minutes for section A, 10 minutes for one question, section A. And that will mean probably you should spend about an hour or less for section A. And then section B, you have about 30 minutes. So that gives you 15 minutes extra or so to go through the paper, to make sure you check on your particular details, or to go through the questions again to make sure you've put the best possible answers you can provide. So that is very important. So having said that, let's dive into the first question of this paper. We said, answer all the questions in the spaces provided on the question paper. Figure 1 shows cell division in animal cell. So we have cell division in figure 1 being shown. And then you have got the zygote. You got cell A, you have cell B. And then cell A turns into a master cell B turns into two cells, okay, or produces two cells, new cells, okay. So the question says, state the characteristic of living organisms being demonstrated in figure 1. So which characteristic of living organisms is being demonstrated in figure 1? So when we talk about characteristics of living organisms, we know that living organisms should be able to carry out growth, and then they should be able to carry out movement. And what else? They should be able to carry out respiration. They should be able to carry out, you can help me out here. Uh, there should be sensitivity, and then reproduction and nutrition. So it should be about 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What have we left out? And excretion. Okay. So these are the 7 characteristics of living organisms. So the characteristic being shown here, it should basically be reproduction, because we are seeing the production of offsprings here. So this should be reproduction. So basically, this should be reproduction. Let's go to the next one. Explain what happened to cell A. So what has happened to cell A? This is cell A. What has happened to this cell? So this cell changes into a muscle cell. So basically here we can say cell A undergoes specialization. So A undergoes specialization to become a muscle cell. So it undergoes specialization to become a muscle cell. So that is what has happened to cell A. So don't just write these two words here. You have to complete the explanation. Okay, it undergoes, cell A undergoes specialization to become a muscle cell. So this should be enough for you to put down that explanation. And remember, there could be 2 or so possible explanations to an answer, to a question. And you can therefore contribute yours if you have one in the comment section below. It is always welcome, and you're always encouraged to do that. B, explain how the zygotes in figure 1 can result into the formation of an organism through cell division. So how can this zygote result into a new organism through cell division? So the zygote can become a new organism by the process of cell division through by carrying out the stages of cell division. So we know that the cell can undergo the cell can undergo division to produce two daughter cells, or two or more daughter cells, okay, to produce. So, or we can just say the cell undergoes division to produce more new cells by undergoing through by going through the stages. We know the stages of cell division. You've got the prophase. We're going through the prophase, and then we've got the metaphase. We can even mention this, the metaphase. We can mention the metaphase and the anaphase, and what else? Then we've got the telophase at the end. So you can mention these processes to help you gain those 3 marks. So this undergoes division to produce two, or you can just say more new cells by going through the stages: the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And some cells undergo or go through specialization to form new tissues. Hence, the organism is formed from this process as they repeat. So this is how we can structure the explanation. So it's just like a simple essay, but you will have to mention the key points. So you can mention the processes or stages of cell division. You can mention that some cells become specialized cells, and then the process has to repeat. As it repeats, we have got more tissues being formed and more cells, new cells being produced. Hence, that become a specialized organism. It forms an organism with specialized tissues and specialized cells. So that is how we can structure the explanation there. C. Describe two life processes of living organisms and state the role of enzymes in the two processes. So the two life processes of living organisms state the role of enzymes in the two processes. So we can talk about respiration. Respiration is a life process because it's a process by which organisms actually produce energy from food or by burning down glucose. So respiration, and it is the process. It's a life process. So enzymes, they help by speeding up the rate of respiration or the breaking down of sugar molecules. So enzymes may help in the breakdown of molecules. So you can talk about respiration here. The enzyme helps the breakdown of molecules in the process of respiration. Or we can talk about photosynthesis. That's another life process. So photosynthesis, this is the process by which plants produce much. So enzymes help in the process of building up glucose. So in the process of building up glucose. So that is what we can put here. So enzymes help in metabolic reaction of building up glucose molecules, or enzymes, they speed up the metabolic reaction of building up glucose molecules in photosynthesis. So those are the two processes we can put and the two explanations. And we go to the second one. So figure 2 shows the transverse section of the leaf. So this is our leaf here. And we've got X right here, and we've got Y, and we've got Q here. And here we have got water vapor coming out and carbon dioxide in. And we've got R here. So this is about the internal structure of a leaf. Identify tissues X, Y, and Q. So for X has to be the upper epidermis. So for X, we can say it's the upper epidermis. And then for Y, so upper epidermis. And then for Y, we can check where Y is. So we have Y here. So these are the vascular. This is the vascular bundle, and it's made up of the zygote. So Y has to be the palisade layer or the palisade tissue. So Y is the palisade tissue or the palisade layer. So that is for Y. And then we have Q. Q is, we have the vascular bundles here, that is the xylem and the phloem. So Q has to be the phloem tissue. So Q is the phloem. And then this is the palisade layer or palisade tissue. That is for X, Y, and Q. So I must mention that we do have a biology book available for you, hard copy book with all the notes and all the important points you should know. So this book is available for a fee, or you can actually order this book and it will be delivered to you. We do ship countrywide to wherever you are, and we do deliver. So this book is very important. I would recommend it because a lot of people have used it, and we've recorded a higher number of people who actually found it beneficial, especially biology teachers. They actually use this book and they love it. So I would recommend that you get yourself the amazing biology book. It's actually even the one I used was prepared by Euclide Academy by us. So we included everything we can in this book, and it has got from the first topic to the last topic. So it's an actual book, and I would recommend that you get this book. And to find out the price and everything, you can click the link in the description below to WhatsApp, or send us a WhatsApp, and we'll give you the details on how you can get this book, or you can actually order it from there. So we can jump to the next question. Tissues X and Y were tested for starch. Which of the two tissues would show the presence of a higher concentration of starch? So you've got X here, which is the epidermis, the upper epidermis, and Y. So which one has more starch? So between X and Y, in terms of starch, we can go for Y. It has got a higher presence, a concentration of starch. So 3, it says, give an explanation for the answer given in A2. So why does Y have a higher concentration of starch compared to X? So this is because when we talk about this structure, when we talk about Y has got these like dots we're seeing inside. So this is the chloroplast. In chloroplast, it actually plays a vital role when it comes to photosynthesis. Hence, this has got more chlorophyll compared to X. As a result, this will will carry out photosynthesis at a higher rate compared to part X. So the presence of, to give an explanation for answer in A above, so we presence of presence with the presence of more chloroplast output. The conditions for the presence of more chloroplast allows photosynthesis to happen at a higher rate compared to X, which has got less chloroplast. So the presence of chloroplast is what makes a difference, and why Y will have a higher concentration of starch compared to X, because you can see we've got more chloroplast in here, which means more chlorophyll, and chlorophyll helps in the trapping of light. Hence, this will have more photosynthesis happening compared to the part X. And we go to B1. Name the cell labeled R in figure 2. So the cell labeled R, look at question B1. Name the cell R in the, so when we look at figure 2, we have this cell down here labeled as R, and definitely this is the guard cell. It's a guard cell. So it's a guard cell. That's a guard cell. And then we have which feature does cell R have, which is the guard cell, in common with tissues X and Y that enables it to perform its function. So when we look at this figure here, we have got the guard cell down here, and then we've got the structure X and Y. So what feature do they have in common that enables R to perform its function? So that feature is the vacuole. So the vacuole helps to the guard cell to perform its function of closing and opening this stomata. So that should be the vacuole. So that the vacuole is the one which is in common with X and Y, as well as the cell labeled R, which is the guard cell. So we got to question 3. Represents bones of a forelimb of a mammal. So forelimb of a mammal, we've got H, A, K, J, and I. Which letter corresponds to the following structures? Radius. So for the radius, we have the K. So K will be the radius. So the radius has about this kind of bigger than its companion there, which is H, which is our ulna. So H is the ulna. Then the humerus is I. I will be for the humerus. So that will be the order in which we put these structures. So I is the humerus. And we go to, okay, so it looks like a T. So we go to B. B1. Identify the type of joint found at J. So this joint right here at J, what type of joint is it? So a number of types of joints. We've got the ball and socket, the synovial joint, a cartilage, and this one is actually because it's in the fact that it's in the forelimb of the mammal. Okay, then basically we can also see how the movement is like. It's just it's curved like this. So this should be a hinge joint, so it's a hinge joint. Give reason for your answer, because we'll say it allows movement in one plane. So it allows, because it allows movement in one plane. So that is the hinge joint. Name 2 disorders of the joint at J. So 2 disorders of the joint at J could be mainly we are dealing with arthritis. Arthritis, it could be an infection of the joint which causes pain and inflammation, and there could be types of it. I think you can mention arthritis. Then you could also mention the type of arthritis. You could say gout arthritis, or it could be what we call the. So for the second one, we can talk about injury or damage due due to being overused. You can say injury or damage due to being overused. Injury or damage that is due to being overused. Most especially with the arms, you could cause injury or damage to the joint can happen. So I'll put these 2 options: arthritis, injury, or damage. And then we go to the last one. Explain why a bone is considered to be a living tissue. So a bone is considered to be living tissue because one is made up of living cells. So it's made up of living cells, and a bone has its own blood vessels. okay, has blood vessels. Okay, and it is also made up of protein. Also made up of protein. So meaning it can carry out growth. It can carry out growth. Bone can grow and repair. Growth can carry out growth and repair. So that is with the bone. So it can carry out growth and repair, and that means we'll basically have some other processes such as uh, carry out other processes such as cell division, uh, which are vital process of a living tissue. So hence, a bone is considered to be a living tissue. Figure 4 shows a schematic diagram indicating the movement of water in a plant from the roots to the leaves. So from the roots to the leaves, we've got the guard cell there. In O, we have M, and this is the xylem. Okay, down A we have the cell P, and another the movement L there. Okay, so this is what we have. The question says, name the part labeled P. So the part labeled P, I think this is a root. This is a root hair cell. So it could be root hair or root hair cell. Identify substance O. So substance O, which is we've got these arrows going out of this stomata. So we know what goes out the stomata is from the plant water vapor. Okay, oxygen in form of water vapor. So I can put either water vapor or oxygen. So either of this should be fine. So oxygen or water vapor. And then we have what name is given to the space through which substance all comes out of the leaf. Okay, we'll just mention, then that is the stomata. Start the terms used to refer to the processes responsible for the movement of water at point L and M. Movement of water at point L. So L, movement of water through the cell membrane, definitely has to be osmosis. So this one will be osmosis. Then M, so M is where water moves through the xylem tissue, and that could be a number of process could be can be named here, or could be a result of this. We can just go with capillarity. Capillarity. So let's go with capillarity. Capillarity. Give the reason why it is beneficial for a plant to lose water at point O. Okay, why should a plant lose water at point O? Okay, so one reason is for it to create to allow the transpiration pool to happen, to allow transpiration pool, which enables more water to be absorbed from the roots or to be transported uh by the xylem. So to allow the transpiration pool. Transpiration pool. What are some of the other reasons? The other benefit could be that it allows the uptake of mineral ions from the soil. So uptake of mineral ions from the soil by the roots. So this should be the benefits. Mineral ions in mineral salts from the soil. That would be the best way to put it. So it allows the uptake of ions in the mineral salts from the soil. Then D, apart from the xylar vessel, name another vessel found in this stem used for transport. Okay, so the other one will be the phloem. Okay, forelimb is used for transport. Define each of the following terms. A gene, so then say is a short section of DNA that contains instruction which codes for a particular molecule or a particular trait, and usually it's a protein in nature. So we can say a gene is uh, a short section of the DNA codes for a particular molecule, and usually it is the gene is a protein. So the genotype, when you talk about the genotype, this is the we can say this is genetic makeup of an organism in terms of alleles. So this is genetic makeup of an organism in terms of alleles. So it's the genetic makeup of an organism in terms of the alleles. Genetic makeup of an organism, that is in terms of alleles. So B, in a family of rats, the recessive allele D causes stunted growth if it occurs in a homozygous animal. Okay, use a genetic diagram to predict the offspring produced if two heterozygous rats were mated. So we can say, okay, D stands for the allele which codes for stunted growth. Okay, then we will say capital D is for normal. Okay, so we can say these are the two alleles. So since alleles come in pairs, and if two heterozygous rats, so one rat, the parent rat could be heterozygous, that means they are carriers. So you could have the normal one, the normal allele, and this one which is for stunted growth, and the other one could have the normal and for stunted growth, like that. Okay, so we can say, okay, so you have to space this. Let me just so that you can put the diagram. So we will just space them like that here, D, and then another D there. So we can see that this is a normal adult in this one. So we can put the phenotype. Okay. So for phenotype, this will be normal. This will be normal. Then if they're met, then this can actually they can pair, and you can have this one which is homozygous dominant, and then this can actually pair with this again. Pardon me. Same thing there. So this will pair with the other one. Then we'll have the heterozygous dominant as well, offspring here. And then this can pair with this one. Then we'll have another heterozygous dominant offspring. And then finally, the other possibility is this will pair with that one. And that will be a stunted, the one which will be stunted, the genetic makeup. So this will be the genetic makeup. So for the genotype, for the offspring. So you can say this is F1 or filial 1, F1, and then this is P1. Okay. So you can say this is normal as the phenotype. The phenotype, this is the genotype. So the phenotype, this will be normal. This will be normal, but to be a carrier. It should be normal, but the carrier. This will be stunted. Okay, this will be stunted. So they are saying we have to predict the offspring produced if two heterozygous rats were mated. So to be 1 to 3. If it's a ratio of normal to stunted, it will be 3 to 1. 3 to 1, or standard to normal, 1 to 3. Or as a percentage, it should be 1 over 3 to be 1 over 4. Okay, as a percentage, then that should be about 75%, I guess. That should be about 75%. So this is the diagram that can predict to us how these are going to be. So I think this is what you can do. And something else, you can put it in the comment section. Explain one named cause of genetic variation. So genetic variation, one cause of genetic variation could be climate. Climate. So climate can cause genetic variation. The other one is mutation. Mutation. Hey, there could be other like gene crossover. But if you want more in-depth lessons, we do have online lessons for you as well. I should mention this, so you can message us on the number below to join the online lessons. It's very easy and simple to join, and we give you all the details. So you have lessons and your timetable and everything, and we'll take you through from the first topic to the last topic and make sure that we give you that possibility to get distinction. So for section B, we are going to probably give it priority to the online lessons, or we'll do it in the next video. So for this one, we'll end right here. And if there's any other contribution to be made or any other comment, you can put it in the comment section below, or any other question, and I'll be happy to respond to it. So that is it. And these are the responses. We could give possible responses and not the only responses. There could be others. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video.